Today we are learning a new lesson about graphing. Our lesson today is going to be all about how to use picture graphs. Picture graphs are a kind of graph that you have seen before in second grade, but you maybe didn't get very much practice with them. So we're going to talk all about them today. Before I am going to show you what a picture graph looks like and explain how to use one, we need to talk about some vocabulary. Our first vocabulary word is picture graph. A picture graph is a graph that uses small pictures or symbols to show and compare information. The next one is a key. A key tells what each picture or symbol stands for. Now let's look at a picture graph and talk about all of the different parts. The first thing that we're going to talk about when we look at a picture graph is the title of the picture graph. It's going to be at the top almost all the time, and a title says that says what the picture graph is about, and this one specifically is about how students get to school. So we have a title. Now the next thing that you're always going to have in a picture graph is categories or labels. These labels label different categories of responses that people could choose. So in this picture graph, each row has a label that names one way students get to school. So they could walk, ride a bike, take the bus, or come in a car. Now the next thing we're going to see is a key. This is a super important part of a picture graph, especially when you're trying to answer questions about picture graphs or when you're making a picture graph. The key tells us what each picture stands for. And in different picture graphs, those pictures stand for different numbers. So this key tells us each smiley face stands for 10 students. So if we're counting these up here, that means that we count the smiley faces by tens because each smiley face stands for 10. So to find out how many students can walk to school, we would count the smiley faces by 10. Let's try it. Count with me. 10, 20, 30. Notice we counted by tens. Let's figure out how many people ride their bikes to school. Remember, count by tens. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right, let's look at bus. Let's see how many people ride the bus to school. Count by tens with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. All right, good job. Now let's try a car. Remember, we're counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Down here is where all of that information is listed for this graph. Today, as we work through the rest of the examples, you are going to be in charge of answering questions about picture graphs. You need to look at the picture graph. Here's your first example. It has a title, it has labels, it has pictures, it has a key. You need to look at the key, read the question, and answer the question using this data in the graph. Let's try this one together. How many children chose soda? Okay, we need to look at our key, and it says each cup stands for one child. So now we can find the category that says soda. It's right here at the bottom. And we're going to count the cups. Remember, because the cup only stands for one in this picture graph, we count by ones. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so you'd come down here and you would type 11 children because 11 children chose soda. Now it says how many more children chose juice than milk. Oh, how many more? That tells me subtraction. So we need to come up here for juice and we need to count how many children chose juice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we know how many chose juice. Remember, 7. And now they want to know how many more chose juice than milk. So let's count milk. 1, 2, 3. Let's set up that subtraction problem. So 7 minus 3 equals, okay, 7 take away 3. The answer is 4. So we know the answer is 4 children. Now it says, how many children are represented in the graph? That means all the kids who voted for their favorite drink. So we need to count all of the different votes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now remember, this time we counted by ones because each cup stood for 1. As you move through different examples, you might have pictures that stand for 2 or for 5 or for 10. Make sure you pay really close attention. I think you're going to do awesome.